YouTube. Since it's such a beautiful day today, I thought it would be a good day to take us for a walk. And as you can see, I've come to a crossroads. And this is probably the most fitting setting for this video, because we're at a crossroads right now as Bernie Sanders supporters and people who are actually fighting for real change. And the crossroads and the juncture that we're at is that point in any revolution, in any battle, in any really tough championship series where you have to really dig in and fight. Last night I was having a conversation with some people on Twitter, and I was talking to a guy who was a Hillary supporter. And I won't lie, that conversation did affect me, because it got me to think about things a little bit deeper. Now, I've been saying for months that Hillary Clinton is unelectable, and that's a 100% fact. But I've also been saying that Bernie Sanders is guaranteed to win. Now, that right there is a little bit more debatable. I still think that the odds are strongly in his favor, despite all the bullshit the media will tell you. But Bernie Sanders can lose, and the way how he loses is if we quit. We have to continue to fight, and we have to continue to push through this. Now, there's been a lot of positives that has happened over the last 24 hours. First, Bernie Sanders just won 2 states and is on track of winning a 3rd one tonight. In Michigan, Bernie Sanders was behind by 30 points. He's closed the gap down to, some estimates have him at Hillary at a 14% lead. Some estimates have her as little as 11% lead. And we have a debate coming up with Hillary versus Bernie Sanders. That right there could be a make or break moment, depending on how well Bernie performs in this debate, and frankly how poorly Hillary performs. We have a couple things on our side. The fact that the media, the Hillary campaign, are all no longer seeing Bernie as a threat. So they're all having a victory lap and not concerned about this, and doing pretty much a half-assed effort at the campaign. Now is our opportunity to strike. We have to go hard, and we have to be very, very aggressive. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand what it's like. I'm just an ordinary guy. I'm not a fancy political pundit. I'm just a dude. I'm just a dude with a camera phone trying. You know, I understand it's difficult to keep confidence, and it's difficult to feel optimistic, because, you know, despite how good Bernie performed this weekend, I mean, you look at the news right now, not a single mention of his victories. Not a single news story. Nothing. Talking about the states that Bernie won. Instead, they're still spinning it as if Hillary won, and obsessed with freaking Trump, who nobody gives a fuck about. You know? I understand it's difficult fighting this, but you have to. You know, today I started thinking about stuff and about choices that we make. Should I go this way? Should I go that way? I don't know. And I don't know why, but for some reason this idea came to my head. I started thinking about the difference between Benedict Arnold and George Washington. And if you don't know, Benedict Arnold was a huge war hero and an amazing commander. So why is it that he decided to make the choices he made versus George Washington? And I thought about it from a more human point of view. And the reality is they were facing an insurmountable odd. The British government was the most powerful nation on the face of the planet. They owned literally everything. They had the world's greatest navy and the strongest military of its day. And a bunch of people decided to take them on to fight for freedom. You have to understand how much courage that had to have taken, and how crazy and how far-fetched those odds were. Yet they did it. Now, what caused a person like Benedict Arnold to turn the other way? And my theory is that the seed of doubt got planted in his mind, and he let that germinate until it became cynicism, and until it became this idea of, oh, it's inevitable. Understand something, and this is something that history has always taught us. Not a goddamn thing in this world is inevitable. Nothing. I woke up this morning with the intentions to go out and go buy some speakers. Instead, I'm here recording this video, and I'm going to donate the money I was going to pay for those speakers to the Bernie Sanders campaign. I couldn't have seen this happening. I don't even know how this video is going to end. Nothing in life is certain. All these polls, all these political pundits, and all these smart people on TV, that's the one thing they'll never tell you. That at the end of the day, what makes the difference is the choices that we make as people. There's this girl on Twitter that posted that she and her boyfriend were headed down to the poll stations to vote for Hillary. Been supporting Hillary for months. Then in the car they decided, why the fuck are we doing this? Hillary doesn't need our votes, let's vote for Bernie. Her state ended up being one of the states that Bernie won. Think about that. We can make a difference if we try, and if we keep fighting, and if we don't allow them and the media and all this other bullshit to stop us. What we're dealing with right here is a psychological war, and we have to make a choice. We can choose to be defeated and to do preemptive surrender, the same kind of bullshit that we're pissed off about with our leaders, or we can choose to fight for something, and to fight for someone that actually wants to do real change. And I don't know about you, but I've made my choice, and I'm gonna keep fighting. Are you with me? Feel the burn.